Christine Oliver. I'm an artist and I staff at Aegis Gallery of Fine Art in Saratoga, which is a co-op gallery. 23 local artists work here and show their work. I've always drawn and played with art ever since I was a little kid. My undergraduate work is, I have a BFA, a Bachelor of Fine Arts, from a university in New York State. I studied printmaking, drawing, and sculpture at that point. Then I got a degree in commercial art so I could do advertising. I worked at large corporations, varying in medical device companies and telecommunications companies. But I was buying art instead of doing art. So a couple of years ago, well, 96, not a couple, but more, I decided I wanted to go back to art, and I started taking some painting classes, and that's what got me here. I have said a million times that painting, drawing is like breathing for me. If I don't paint or draw, it feels like I shrivel up and I die inside. I taught watercolor classes for a number of years, 13 or so years, and there I did a lot of seascapes, landscapes, still lifes, things of that nature. I love to paint birds. But 2 or 3 years ago, I decided I wanted a bigger challenge. So now I'm doing abstract work. And the abstract work, you have to bring it up from yourself. You have to pull it out from yourself. And that, I find, is a lot harder than painting something in front of me. I think it'll be dramatic. Number one, you can give a sentence to AI and tell them what you want to create, what visual you want to create, and you'll get some beautiful things, I'm sure. You can also use AI in the art world to describe some of your paintings or artwork, name them even, something as simple as that. It's kind of nerve-wracking. For me, I want to see somebody's hands on the art. And, doing a computer piece of art is fine, but it's not the same thing solely for me, and I'm talking S-O-U-L, like a soul, so I think it's going to be dramatic, but I think a lot of people are going to go in that direction. I mean, my recommendation to anyone is to follow your bliss, follow your heart, and do what you love to do, because then it doesn't even feel like working, it just feels like playing and having fun all the time. When I was working on the corporate side, I loved what I did. I absolutely loved it. But I missed the artwork. So once I retired, I said, okay, now I'm going to do the artwork. Talk to a lot of different people in the fields that you think you might be interested in. Interview them, sit down with them, say what's a day in the life of, okay? And find out what it's really like. Because sometimes you make assumptions and those assumptions aren't always accurate. So you can always take a different course, and don't be afraid to do that, because you're going to be learning something each time you try something new. I try to paint every day. I don't always, because sometimes I'm working on the computer, and as an artist you have to still market. Having a marketing degree, which is what I also have, it helps me to know how to communicate what it is that I'm doing and reach out to my audiences. So I would usually get up in the morning and put on really painty, ugly clothes and paint for most of the day, and then either in the late afternoon I would start to do the marketing stuff. Sometimes I flip it around and I do that first, and then I paint the rest of the day into the evening even sometimes. When I decided a couple of years ago that I wanted a greater challenge, Then I started doing the abstract work, and that's the stuff that's on that wall. Let's talk about this one. The Shape of Water is what this one's called. It's on birch board, and it's in a floater frame. What I had in mind for this one is what you see in a drop of water when you look through a microscope, and you see all these little wiggly things, you know. I say pond water, not drinking water, but that's what it reminded me of. And so when I start abstract, I don't know where I'm going to end up. It just takes me where I feel the next thing I want to do with it. So it's very hard to know when you're finished. That's my Shape of Water. This is when lightning strikes, because I think of that as the lightning. But so many people said it looks like a cat sitting on a couch. All of my background, everything that I learned when I was going to college and taking the commercial art degree was all very helpful, because I could work with the artists at the galleries and tell them exactly what I wanted. And there's lots of different things you can do with an art background. You could go into interior design, you could teach. There's just a million things. And it's not easy. They don't talk about starving artists for no reason. Because there are so many people pursuing art, there's a lot of competition. So what you really need to do is be on top of social media, and you need to know how to present yourself and market yourself, and you have to have a website. You have to do all of that basic things for selling products, because really you're selling yourself.